Alright, in theory, I'm live. Theory, it's doing a thing, waiting for the email. The email. What the email? God, how? And there it is, I'm live. So you can all see me. Greetings! Stay a while and listen. Marauder EX here. I'm now looking up, when did Homestar Runner start? Was launched on New Year's Day, the year 2000. It is 23, almost 24 years old. Holy crap. So, sorry, suddenly I'm just having a moment of, I feel that I need to go get a tub of Bengay. I need to... God. That's a great way to start a stream, isn't it? I'm old. Hey, we've got Pin and Ragnarocker in the chat already. Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a fantastic Wednesday. I am exhausted. I spent basically the last 24 hours with a muscle spasm right here that is just enough. It was just enough to keep me awake most of the night. And yeah, drives you insane. You know, it's just that one tick. And Cirque, welcome. So I am flying solo. Jess is still visiting family, so they may stop in on the chat if they get the notification. So we might see them. But I figured I don't know what to stream. I actually had a bunch of ideas. I'm like, it's October, it's the spoopy month. I don't want to start a spoopy stream without Jess though. But there's also another game that I was recommended that I should live stream with Jess that is out now. And so like that may trump the spoopy month. But I'm like, I could do Castlevania. I've done a lot of Castlevanias. But I thought about doing the Richter mode in Symphony of the Night because Castlevania Nocturne just came out. That's a thing. I binge watched it. I have some thoughts on the show. Not the best, but it's got potential. And I thought about live streaming some Yu-Gi because I'm working on my card game, and I went through yesterday, and I'll talk about this here in a bit, about going through the first few sets and seeing how many cards are literally superfluous trash in the first few sets. So, but I opted to go with another Crusade, which this game is basically Mario RPG, which will be coming out soon as a remake. But this version is if everyone was Geno. Everyone in this game is an animated wooden doll. I'm trying to not find that creepy. I'm really trying not to. But here we are. But look at him. Look at that guy. He is obviously, if you've watched the episode of Rick and Morty with the wooden versions of the family, he reminds me of Wooden Jerry. Need to do more exercise, cut down on sugar, need to lose it. I need to do more exercise, mostly just because my cardio could always be improved. I used to be in much better shape, and now I'm old. As I just described, I am at least 23 years older than I was really thinking about being until about 5 minutes ago. So, yeah. So yeah, this is Mario RPG. I need to use an item because I'm running low on health. But you have timed hits, timed defense, timed everything. You've got attacks that you have to press buttons repeatedly to charge up. Missing the timing for the hits. Wooden Jerry just wanted to die. What got me about that was the fact that they were playing Queen's Who Wants to Live Forever, which is an amazing song, and I'm amazed they got the rights to do that for that. That was just... on the bright side, I need to pass a civil service test in the top 3 to be eligible to keep my job. Woo! Placed first! Congrats! I haven't seen anything for Season 7 yet. I'm excited about it, but I haven't seen anything on it. I totally missed that timing. Let's attack you. Let's attack you. Too fast. This game is a little bit more difficult than Mario RPG. It is a little more unforgiving. As you can see, it is very easy to have all of your HP just completely depleted. And I got inventory, what do I got? Oh, I leveled up, I got status. Let's see, let's add bonus points to something. I can add bonus points to HP, attack and defense, or magic defense. Right now, let's do HP, because I don't have a lot of HP. I don't have a lot of HP. I can hop up here. There's a bad guy over here that I can see. Okay, I really wish I could have actually attacked him and gotten the preemptive strike. Hey, that just ended the... That was actually one thing I kind of wish happened in Mario RPG, because Mario can jump on enemies. Got HP crystal, 3 HP bonus. Oh, so I guess I didn't need the HP. Well, like, I really feel like in Mario RPG, Mario should have been able to jump on the bad guys and, you know, got some preemptive damage. Hey! HP and MP and made a checkpoint. So where am I going? I don't know. There's a dog. Alright, gotta hit in on that. That's good. Too slow. Perfect. That is one thing that I like. If you get a perfect attack or if you get a perfect defense, it can completely stop taking damage. Otherwise, you know, you can just completely lessen damage. So it is one of those things, like, you do have to learn the individual timings, which I am not doing well on. I'm doing very poorly on. At least on my attacks. Because I feel like some of the attacks, when you change position, like when you're attacking one closer from the background to the foreground, I feel like it goes a little bit faster than I'm expecting. I already killed you. Why are you still here? Why did everyone come back? Do bad guys just respawn? I don't want to deal with that. I just want all of them to die. So many bad guys. And your attack slash on the main map also kinda sucks. There we go. That was a little bit easier. Alright, so where am I? What am I doing? There's a sign. What does the sign say? You recover a bit of SP every time you attack an enemy, so don't worry about running out. You'll replenish 1 SP after making 3 attacks. Okay. Hey, look, a person. Nil. Pull a lever, one set of barriers opens up, the others close down. There's got to be a solution, I just can't make heads or tails of this puzzle. Yeah, so this was billed as being an homage to Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, because it is basically Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. Okay. Okay. That does those two. There's that one. Okay. That does those front two. That does those two. Those two. Which one? Son of a bitch. Okay, this is interesting, because I can only, with the isometric view, I can only see so much. Hey, there we go. All right, no, that should have counted. Okay, I was going to say, that should have counted as a hit. I totally hit him. But it did. It did count as a hit. So let's just cast lightning, kill the birds, and we've got this armored ogre to deal with. And 1 more XP and we will level up. Which means there's going to be a bad guy here. And it's a series of dogs. I need to heal. I definitely need to heal. There we go. And let's kill the dogs. I don't like killing dogs. It's not a thing in games that I like. I think when I level up, I'm going to go with it, attack. See if I can kill some of these things a little faster. Not that it matters, because I got to be able to actually hit. See, whereas, oh hey, we learned Restore. I guess that's a heal spell. Where in Mario RPG, the mechanics were based off of you don't need to master or even really use the timed hits. It did make the game easier, but like the game balance seemed designed for the like, okay, yeah, you're gonna miss half of these, if that. So like, we're not gonna. This is like, no, you need the timed hits, otherwise you are going to die. Let's see. Let's do +2 attack and defense. That's good. I like that. And we got Restore. So I can use Restore, but I have max HP because I leveled up. One of the perks of leveling up is you get all your HP and MP back. What on earth is that? That's a giant, angry-looking cicada. I don't want to deal with you. I'm just gonna walk away from both of you. I feel like there should be something back here, but you can't go around certain set pieces. Missed that. Ogre Shaman. Let's do this. I don't like dealing with multiple enemies. I didn't get a perfect on that, but I still managed to block all damage. So I guess I'm just high enough level that it's not that big of a problem. Open a treasure chest, and we got a great potion. It's not just a potion. It's a... Oh god, I didn't want to do that. But it's a grasshopper. Okay, I'm wondering if this means that this is a normal size... Like, we are like tiny little wooden doll people, and this is a normal size grasshopper? Or is this like a magic fantasy world where this is just a grasshopper the size of a horse? I have questions. Way too fast on the attack on that one. Still too fast. Jesus Christ. I need to be able to not die to him. That would be wonderful. Oh, nope. An ogre and a bird. Well, I have kind of leveled out of them, so they're not too much of a threat. That does seem to be one of the mechanics of this game, that if you hit certain damage, or certain level thresholds, I guess. Actually, I don't want to do that. I will just attack. Like, the enemies stop being as much of a threat to you. Like, what used to take me multiple hits, just done. The Ogre Shamans are a little bit still threatening, but... Alright, let's go ahead and heal. Press and hold Y and then release. 18. Too fast. Great! Too fast. I'm still too fast on the draw with the timed hits. Like I said, I feel like it's not completely consistent. I know it probably is. It just feels weird given I don't have enough SP. Alright, so let's take out a bird. Still too fast on that. Still too fast on that. Kind of great. Oh, managed a perfect. There we go. Oh, and then you just whip out a completely different attack. To hell with you. Grasshoppers are kind of like giant frogs walking on two legs. Why question? I mean... if you can't question the video game logic, what can you question? What is this? Be sure to save your game whenever you get the chance. Hey, our first real save point. we've made our way there. Hey, a treasure chest. We got a potion. Potion set. What the hell? Something's... Hey, we've got a boss. Nimbus Ogre. Six points of damage. 7 points of damage. I'm going to die in this fight because he does a metric shit ton of damage. Let's use a potion. Not a ton of HP back. Oh, I got a perfect on that one. However, I then missed the attack. This is going to take more resources. That's 18, not great. Too fast. Come on. Alright, you're pissing me off now. I know I'm getting the timing right on more of these than I'm actually getting. Did we beat him? Is he dead? I think he's dead. Hey, and we level up. A barrier seems to be blocking the way. The meteorite that was found earlier is resonating. Yeah, we apparently walked into a field and found a meteorite, and there's a whole bunch of other meteorites that crashed. But we can now walk through the red one because we have the red meteorite. Which is basically the way the game says progression. Oh, hey, inventory. Feels like something caught in my throat. Let's see, use bonus points. We got HP, magic attack, and defense. I'm not, and the thing is, like, this is exactly like Mario RPG. You get attack, attack and defense, magic attack defense. Like, those are the exact same three options from Mario RPG. So, I think I'm going to go with more attack and defense. So, Ogre Forest, Saddest Town. Mini Demon. No one should be able to pass through the cosmic barrier. Oh, hey, we get to fight a demon. A mini demon. Look how adorable he is with his one little eye. Way too fast, and 7 points of damage for the attack. 9 points of damage for the attack. Got a perfect on that one. I had full health. I lost 20 HP in a shit fight. The same kind of logic where a girl turns into a blobfish, a fire burning down trees, but not the entire forest. Rocks, hands that somehow float, turtles that throw shells at each other. I mean, let's not get into the logic of the turtles throwing shells at each other. Or some turtles that have hammers. Hey, look! These monsters just came out of nowhere. Please help the other people in town. Can I can't go in. Oh, hey, there's a stone thingy over there. I was like, I can't hit him. Too fast. Gotta heal. And all of it just got undone. Let's go ahead and just use a great potion, get back up to full health. Can deal with that a lot easier than the beam attack. Beam attack's kind of a pain in the ass. Buy or fix something. Hey! Yeah, I would like to buy a new weapon. Can I buy a new weapon? Where are you at? I don't think I can go in any housing. Like that looks like something. That's a symbol for the game. So I figure that's something important. Got an attack crystal. And got a defense crystal. So hey, pair those with the attack and defense bonus I just got. That seems like it's glowing? I don't think that's supposed to be doing that. It might be. That one's doing it too. Oh hey, there you are. Let's see, we've got great potions, ethers, revival saps, revive a KO'd ally. I have no allies yet, so that's not really useful. Mini bomb. Blood cleanser is poison, relaxers, paralysis, burn, defrost. Much more armor and HP. I could buy that and that. And I could buy one more potion. So we'll do that. Yeah, maybe I can unlock the doors later. Is there a difficulty setting on the game? I don't believe so. Confirm button action mode is the only thing. So, like, I don't think we got anything that we can do. Let's see. Weapon, I only have that. I can add the iron plate, and we can get plus 5 HP. So that's all the accessories in the game. That's unfortunate, because that, to me, looks like you can only have one person with the Spirit Boost ring, and you only get one of them. So you're not going to have, like Mario RPG, where you've got true form pins on everyone that's going to prevent everyone from getting status ailments, especially in boss fights where that's going to be a thing. But also, it looks like that's all of the weapons and armor you get through the game. Okay. Hey, we got fairly decent damage on the preemptive strike. Managed to get a great on that. I'll run away now. You do that. Okay, so that's there. Where? What else is in this town? Save point. Let's attack you. And we're gonna do this. Because I can do this 2 times now. And I'm going to. And that's going to make this a little bit more manageable. Because getting into a fight with multiples. Yeah, go hide. I don't know what that is. There's a person there. That gives us more HP and MP, and then we can also go ahead and save. What's this guy? I blocked the entrance to the church so their leader can't get... So the demon is stuck in the church. I wonder if there'll be a sword and armor like the lazy Shodogs. I mean... Your sword won't break through the seal on the door. You need an axe for that. Alright, so I think we might be getting our first ally. I'm going to come over here and do that. And then I'm going to just do the same thing. And we can go back over and get our MP back and HP after dealing with these guys. Get that taken care of. If only they respawned constantly, that'd be awesome. I could just keep walking over here, get my HP and MP, walk back over here, farm the shit out of that. A broken axe and an ether. Oh. Anyone following the news? Okay, so I'm apparently very famous. I guess I have to take the broken axe to the blacksmith. So I guess I'm not getting an ally yet. I was hoping I was going to get an axe wielder. But I guess I got to take this over to the blacksmith because he said anything... Yeah. Okay, oh, so I can wield an axe. So I'm not really a sword, I'm just a general melee fighter. Alright, well, the door is now open. Okay, that doesn't quite fit. Like, putting the sword into the thing, that made sense for the visual. The axe, not so much so. This is Mario RPG. This is the... There's a fight in several throne rooms that look like cathedrals. I think there's one that's might be Booster's wedding. I don't remember. This is Mario RPG. This is just... This is this. Forgot it was... Yes, it is Wednesday. Demon General Arc. A puny wannabe knight. I have one of the 7 stars. I mean, plot MacGuffins. Alright. Did 0 points of damage to him. Can I do damage with thunder? No. Oh, I guess maybe I am getting Plaid McMuffins. Okay, that's Boyer. Or Yardovich. Like, it could be either or. Probably leaning more toward Yardovich. Water is every demon's weakness. Any scholar knows that. Oh, so we do get our first ally. A spellcaster. Nero. Also, I am apparently the silent protagonist, much like how Mario in Mario RPG was the silent protagonist. Everyone else spoke. Mario can speak. He just never did. He just pantomimed. The auto captions turn that into Yard of Itch. Well, I mean, if I could, I can't show a picture of him on the stream, but if you look at him, he looks like he's got some itches in some places. Okay, and each person has their own independent. And now I've got to learn timing for an axe. I've got to learn all of their timings. Spin the left stick. $31 points of damage. Oh, I don't like area of effect abilities. That's a pain in the ass. Let's go ahead and restore all. Press Y, hold, and release. 40. You are so much better as a healer than I expected. Oh, he gets the armor again. I could mini bomb, but I can't. Let's just go ahead and defend because I can't do anything until I do the water drop. And there we go. Bouncy, bouncy. Take some damage. Okay, now you're just being a dick. Alright. Actually, no. I'm going to use a potion on you because I want to keep you alive. Because you are my healer. And you have absolutely no HP. So I'm going to give you the HP ring I just bought. Really? Really? That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, use an item to heal yourself, because holy crap. Too slow. A little bit better on the timing on that, but not great. This fight is considerably more difficult than the last boss fight. What happens if I do thunder? You take very little damage from that. Would you kindly stop? Too soon. Need to heal you. Because I gotta use the water drop. So that I can actually do damage to this sumbitch. And I'm running out. I have one potion left. Will you stop getting 2 fucking turns in a row? Alright, yeah, I'm gonna die. I don't think there's a way I can do this. Because, like, I have no MP, 15 fire damage. I could use an ether to restore that. Yeah, I'll do that. And he's dead, yep. And which means my actual damage dealer... Well, actually, no. My tank, really, because he's... The spellcaster's the damage dealer in this. And he takes very little damage from... Alright, let's do another water drop and hope that we can actually kill him with this. Probably won't. This fight is way tougher than the last boss fight. And now I can't do anything. Yep, that was a waste because that's gonna... Yeah, we're gonna die. So just end that. Alright, do I have... Okay. I have this. We are going to remove that. We're going to put that on you. We're going to go buy a couple more things and see if I can actually survive this fight. Oh, I have nothing. I have no items. Okay. That's awful. So we're going to go... Actually, if I come back in here... Do the enemies respawn? Yeah, now I've got the new character, so like if the enemies respawn... which doesn't look like they do, at least not here. So I might have to go back to the previous area. Like, I'm pretty sure I've got, yeah, I think I've killed everything here. So we're gonna go back to the last area, and we're gonna grind the hell out of some levels. Because holy shit. Someone played Mario RPG and was like, you know, what if this game were way harder? And here we are with another Crusade. All right. I was about to say, are there enemies? There's not enemies worth killing. This is gonna take for bloody ever. Oh, holy shit, you can just kill them on the... You don't even need to get into fights. You get high enough level, you can just kill people on the main map. And you get the XP and gold from it. Okay, that's... Yeah, the +2 magic defense option looks pretty good now. But I am actually kind of a fan of it. Like, that's interesting. Like, if I can keep going through I'll go through this area, get everyone up to level 5. That seems like a nice, even number. We've already been up there, don't need to do that, but we can come over here. There's a Healy Pond here. Yeah, that's... I'm like, okay, this is just a straight rip-off of Mario RPG, but that is a mechanic that I love. Like that, I wish more turn-based RPG that we had this. It's like, oh yeah, you just get to a point where you can just one-shot things on the map. And I can just do this. Because I missed that, and everyone dies. But I probably should have attacked the ogre shaman with the guy with the axe, but... Alright, that hit him. I know that hit him. I'm still way too fast with that, with the axe attack. Trying to get the timing down for that is way more obnoxious. I don't like that. But yeah, we'll probably end up having to go through this another time. But the puzzle's done. You don't have to do the puzzle again. Alright, missed. Let's see, inventory. Alright, so I got 36 to next level. Yeah, we're going to have to go through this at least one more time. Only getting 3 XP a kill. 4 XP. Pokemon Gen 9 lets you die if you have your mons out of the ball. You get less XP. Okay, that is a unique mechanic that I really like. I apparently am strong enough to just one-shot the grasshoppers now too. So that's fun. Can't go that way. Hey. Ogre shot 6 XP. Missed you, but okay. And dead. 15 XP. 13 XP. 10. Let's see, how much do I get for this? Three. So I got 7. Anyone else? Do we have any more bad guys? Oh hey! He was strong enough that I couldn't just outright kill him. That's a shock. Light, welcome! And now everyone's dead. And I learned S-Strike. Alright, let's see. Status. Magic attack and magic defense. My magic defense for Rai is awful. It is 4. His is 6. But obviously the HP is the one that you want to go for. But I'm going to go with the HP. I feel like I should go with the HP for him too, because he's at 38, but he's got the ring that gives him more. So we'll go with the magic attack defense for him. Alright, S-Strike. Hits one enemy with physical damage, a memento from a long-lost hero. Press the button at the right time. And it costs 2 mana. About the Pokemon Gen 9 thing, it's great for some minor grinding as your Pokemon will not gain any EVs from the kill. Once you clear the way without getting the... Oh, hey! I never got into the EV grinding or the min-maxing for it. That was well past my time in Pokemon. So I'm very unfamiliar with that. I guess let's go try the boss again, now that we're level 5. We've got 2 of 3 treasure chests, 2 of 2. So I guess maybe there's 1 treasure chest I'm still missing. I imagine I should be able to get it before the boss fight. I just don't know where it is. Also, I really think the yellow is just discoloration. Because I've noticed some weird, like, graphical clipping or effects when certain, like when I use lightning, there's one spot of the background that tends to light up a little bit weirder. Like, that's unusual. Alright, trying to walk around, see if there's anything. Oh, hey! And I got a revival sap, so hey, I got a thing. Certain levels have better numbers, so it might act like Mario and Luigi games, where less you choose one, the better it becomes. Yeah, so with Mario RPG, every set level had one bonus that was better. So if you were hitting level 5, like HP was better. Level 6 would be attack. Level 7 would be magic attack, and then it would just kind of cycle. And so, like, you kind of had to remember what it was, because not everyone leveled together. I'm not entirely sure if everyone's going to level together here. So far they seem to be, but it might not. But, like, you know, like, okay, so Malo's level 7, Mario's level 6. I gotta figure out which one was which. So I don't know which one of these mechanics it's going to go with, if it's just going to be this one is the easier one, or this one is the more difficult one. Of just whichever one you don't use often is going to start getting more and more of incentivized bonus. Alright, let's come over here. We'll buy a couple more potions, because Lord knows I need them. Alright, we got 6 and a revival sap. So let's save it and try the boss again. See how this goes. I'm not gonna hold my breath. Alright, I can't do anything with you, so you're going to defend. I need to drop a water ball on you. 39 points of damage. Oh, I am already taking far less damage, and I'm not getting... I mean, I did get one perfect. So, let's try S-Strike. Too slow, but 28 points of damage. Getting some more perfects. Too fast on that. slow on that. Defend. Water ball again. Let's see how this goes. Probably should heal. This game is a 64% approval rating on Steam. I was expecting a high rating for a game that seems this. So, it's very inspired by Mario RPG. The graphics are a little simplistic. I think the reason why it's got such a lower score is because of the difficulty curve. Because, like I was saying earlier before you logged on, Mario RPG, the balance was designed that the timed hits and timed defenses were a bit of an extra boost. You could get through the game without ever using them. It was a little more difficult, but the game was doable. This, you cannot skip the timed hits. Like, if you don't try to go for the timed hits and timed defenses, you are going to take needlessly more damage. You're going to do considerably less damage. Fights are going to drag on longer. You're more likely going to get a wipe. Like, you have to master the timed hits, otherwise the game is not as playable. If defending in this game slightly increased the great and perfect timing for defense. I don't know. Maybe it does. A lot of complaints are the blind art and the timed attacks being too tight for time. Yeah. What? Did I just nail that? I nailed that to a T. Alright, I will probably need to cast a heal spell here soon. Yeah, I was about to say, probably cast a heal spell, but I gotta use Water Drop. Let's go make dinner. Enjoy dinner! But holy shit, one level has made this a much more manageable fight. Like, holy shit. Alright, I need to heal. $44. That was perfect. Except now, I don't have an EMP. Just go ahead and defend for now. Because you can't do anything until I get rid of his armor. It is effectively budget Mario RPG. Yeah, and that's a thing. Like, the timing for this game, probably not the best release. Because this just came out, I think, last month. It got put on my radar because originally it was, I saw a flyer, one of the postings for limited run games, like, we're going to get a physical copy of this. And nothing. The game comes out, still no statement on when they're going to do it. And then eventually they started posting about how the game is available on digitally, and so everyone's like, physical release when? Because that's what you said you were going to do it, you haven't. And they went like 2 weeks without actually listing anything about it, otherwise just promoting the digital copy. So I'm like, well, maybe they lost the rights to it and they haven't done it. So I went ahead and picked it up digitally because it was like, I forget how much it was. It was far cheaper than buying the digital from them. And it's one of those times that I'm like, okay, the price difference between having the digital and the physical, because this is not going to be a super long game, I know. And it was going to be one that's like, it's either going to be hit or miss. So I don't mind spending less for it to not get the physical. But, yeah. Only thing I see for Mario RPG is timed hits doing damage to all enemies in boss fights. They might add the original. I mean, there's interesting licensing issues with it and Square, so I don't know. But the original game, the timed hits just did extra damage to the enemy you were attacking. So like, but the enemy's HP and defense values were really calculated for like, okay, the game expects you to need to hit this enemy 3 times, but you could do it twice if you managed to do the timed hits. So like, it makes it a little bit easier, but the game was designed with that 3-hit combo in mind. Whereas this is, no, you have to have these timed hits. You have to be able to do a metric shit ton of damage. Or stop a metric shit ton of damage. Let's do S-Strike, because too slow still. But hey, he's dead. And we got 65 XP and 50 gold. Enough to buy 1 great potion off of the boss fight. 20 US on Steam. I think that was about what I spent on... Actually, I probably spent less because I probably used some of my Nintendo reward coins. So I probably did that. And now the magic meteor fuses with the other magic thing, and we get a much stronger crystal MacGuffin. Do I think this game will go on sale often? More than likely, yes. Not like you have a clue of what it is or what it's for, but at least it looks cool. Cute. Boss not having a return to normal animation really makes it seem... I mean... I don't... Let me... I kind of want to look up. Because I don't... Like, I don't want to shit on the game. Because I don't... Like, I think it has a lot of potential. Dragon Vein Studios. Who are Dragon Vein Studios? Their only game that they are discussing is another Crusade. So this is literally this studio's first game. So I'm not going to talk shit about it. I'm not going to insult it. I'm not going to, like, it has some rough edges. Some really rough edges. But depending on how many people worked on this, this is, you know, all games by Dragon Vein Studios. Another Crusade. That's it. This is just the Castle Throne War. Yeah, it's Mac. You know, or who's the bird lady with the jiggly tits? And the dodo? Looks kind of like that too, that throne room. Because both those throne rooms look pretty much the same. So yeah, very heavily inspired. But I'm also not going to sit here and say it's shit. Like, it's got a charm to it. So there's a game I've never played. I always wanted to play it, but I've never gotten a chance because it was on the 3D fucking O. The 3DO. It was a game called Guardians Crusade. It looked like it was a tactical RPG where you got these little robot guys, and they could change their body to match their job class. So you like had one that was a knight that had a sword and a shield, kind of like this guy. Had one that was a wizard that had a steeple hat and a staff like this guy. I don't know. I just completely blanked. Guardian War. It was Guardian War. Okay. And so, like, there's, you know, a ninja guy, there's a little archer, there's a bird guy. It's an interesting looking tactical RPG. Never played it. Never. Because who the hell owned a 3DO? I collect a lot of games. I have never seen a 3DO in person. Never. Not once. Not one time. Only thing I learned is that devs are Mexican. Okay, I didn't even know that. I went to their website, Dragon Vein Studios Home. But it's like, they've got a Facebook, a Twitter. Let's check their Twitter account. They've got a Discord. And they are retweeting the another Crusade limited run games. So, So this is a very, very small... Oh, easy mode is here. Patch 1.2 is up and running on Steam. There is an easy mode on Steam. It's not on the Switch version. But on their Twitter, September 25th, patch 1.2 shows that there is an easy. Isn't it just that easy? Haha. Okay, cute. So, that's why we're introducing a slick new easy mode. Don't know when it... How about a sound cue or something when you're close to a chest or crystal? Missing one chest. Okay, so they're taking active feedback. And it looks like some of the abilities and such that you can learn later on. And yeah, Mario, they use hashtag Mario RPG for all of their tweets. So yeah, this is definitely they've picked up guard. I'm gonna post a link to this in the chat. This is the game that I was talking about. Have you scanned Goodwill auctions for the 3DO thing? I have some weird stuff on there. So the last time I checked anything involving a 3DO, it was way overpriced for the number of games that were on it. 3DO console on eBay is running $254. Ah. $138 for the Panasonic Generation 2. That one, so there's a big one that kind of has like a disc tray that comes out, and then there's one that just has a disc tray that pops up. The pop-up tray seems to be FC1-0 versus FC13. And then there's a Gold Star version. So, yeah, for the number of games that were released on it, I never really felt that, that was worth spending the money on. Now that I have a very strong emulation machine, I should add that to that. I should probably look into that and see what all I would need for 3DO emulation. So, might figure that out and take a look at it. And that might be my first, foray into figuring out what that game is like. Because it looks like a game that would be up my alley. Hey, yeah, we saved everyone. How about you give me a discount at the shop? I'm going to let him back into the church. I mean, he did kind of lock the demon in the church. So. But yeah, I've actually gotten out of collecting for the most. I don't collect for anything older. I've got my PS2 collection that I've curated. There are a couple of 360 games that I would still probably pick up, like the Force Unleashed games. There's a couple of games. My PS3 games, I've pretty much got curate. Like that's the list that I'm going to stick with. PS4, PSP, I've pretty much got all the games that I'm aiming to get on that. Saturn, I'm never buying another Saturn game again. They are atrociously expensive now. Good evening, Lucho. And since, you know, I already have the pain of not having my original Saturn cases because they were fragile and broken and I just tossed them when I was a kid, I kept the manuals for every game that I had a manual for, so I still have that. And then I made replacement cases for them. But like nowadays, it's actually more common to find them in cases, which means people are charging more for them than finding the loose discs. There are more auctions for complete in box because people want the money. And now that there are companies actually making replacement Saturn cases, people who had these broken cases that still had like the original art inserts but couldn't sell it for a reasonable price because the case was all shot to hell, could get replacement cases, just use the same artwork, and there you go. But like, I'm never buying another Saturn game again. Just so expensive. Like, there are a couple of Saturn games I'm like, I really kind of wish that I owned, but never going to get into that. Lost my Shining the Holy Ark manual. I still have mine, and I'm so glad that I still have the manuals. My Dragon Force manual has seen so many better days. I had to tape that thing together because I was constantly flipping back and forth in my early days, like, you know, defense rates for terrain bonuses, what troop type is good against what. Like, I was just always having to look it up. So like, that's a game that I'd never sell it anyway, but even if I did, that's a thing. Even Wii games are getting rather expensive now. I've shied away. Like, I've pretty much got all the Wii games that I want because I've got pretty much all the RPGs on the system that are worth having. GameCube, also pretty expensive. There are a lot of games on GameCube that are difficult. And then I've been selling some of Helix's games because they've been paring down their physical collection because they have digital versions of a lot of stuff. And like, selling a bunch of stuff, there are so many games on the GameCube that were poorly manufactured. I have a copy of Skies of Arcadia Legends, so did Helix, both of which have damage to the disc from where the top layer has kind of crinkled over time. And I'm just amazed. Like, I did some research on it. I was like, yeah, there's like 3 games. It's Skies of Arcadia, Metal Gear Solid, and I'm blanking on the third game, but it was rather inconsequential. But those 3 games are very noticeable for having this particular type of disc deformity. And I'm like, well, shit. I picked up the GameCube version for the extra content and the adjusted battles. Because, like, I have the Dreamcast version, but holy shit, the random battles are insane. Even Wii U games are getting rather expensive, and I have not touched my Wii U since I got a Steam Deck. Because my Wii U, I have modded to have all of my GameCube games, all of my Wii games, and all of my Wii U games on an external hard drive. So I don't have to keep loading all of these discs in, and the Wii U was not backwards compatible with GameCube. So like, I still had my Wii connected for that if I wanted to play GameCube games on a TV. But I modded my Wii U and did that. So, like, I haven't actually loaded my Wii U because aside from playing those 3 systems, I had it where I had RetroArch on it, on that same external, and so like, but the problem is the Wii U is not strong enough to run certain systems through RetroArch. So like, now that I've got my emulation PC set up, I don't use the RetroArch on that, except for a while I would take the gamepad into the living room because it's just the next room over, and I could watch TV, you know, sitting out with Jess and Kulik, and still play some retro games. And then I got my Steam Deck, which I use primarily for emulation because it's great at emulation. So, yeah. All the games I had as a kid, they've been put on my computer to play RetroArch. Those were so off many years before that, because I have a bunch of Wii U games. Planning to download Citra to transfer my 3DS library. I haven't got into Citra yet. That's one of the consoles that I'm still looking into. But apparently it's come a long way for its emulation quality. So that's great to hear. But yeah, I have really, in fact, I've sold a bunch of stuff. I sold my Genesis cartridges, which part of that pained me because I actually sold my physical copy of Shining Force 2, which that made me a little sad, because that was a game that was like, this means a lot to me. This game meant a lot to me. But I have it on literally 12 different services right now that I can play, that I didn't need the physical, and I don't even have a Genesis plugged in. I don't have a Genesis because I don't have an S-Video cable. I haven't bought the component cables for the Genesis through HD Retrovision. Like, I don't have that because I never had the stuff for it. Like, if I got a Genesis and plugged it in, I'd get an EverDrive for it. So selling my copy of Shining Force 2 did kind of hurt a little bit. But like, I also sold it for like $140. Like, oh, I looked into Polymega is apparently launched, but seems to not. So the Polymega does not have a Sega Saturn module, but its base form can play Sega Saturn games because its base form is the console, or is a CD console. So the base system should be able to play Sega Saturn games, but it's just software emulation. It's the same. It's a slightly modified Mednafen core. The only kicker to it is you have to have the physical game to insert in and rip to the system. So like, you still need to spend an ass amount of money on having the game, or you have to burn the game and hope that it will rip to the console properly. Because right now, their OS is still locked down. I don't know, I haven't been following it. I don't know if they've actually managed to mod the OS so that you could sideload pre-downloaded ROMs onto it. I don't think they have. But yeah, the base Polymega is a CD console, so it should be able to do PS1, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, Neo Geo CD, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I'd have to look and see, but yeah, it's supposed to do General Saturn. Yeah, the machine itself is over $500, and like, I remember looking at it when they're like, this is going to be a $300 console with FPGA, which was like hardware emulation. Like, we have hardware that is pretending to be a Saturn itself, so that you had the most accurate form of emulation. And then like, oh yeah, we can't do that. That's way too expensive. And then they cut that out, and it's like, oh, this is all software based. And then they jacked the price up by like $200, $250. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And like, I actually had conversations with people about it. It's like, I don't understand the market that it's targeting. Because like, if you're someone who has the money to invest in the games that are needed to play on the console, especially like Sega Saturn games, because, you know, Panzer Dragoon Saga is selling for $1,000 right now. And like, if you've got the money to drop on that, you've probably also got the money to get an actual Sega Saturn and the equipment, like a FrameMeister or a RetroTink 4K, or, you know, or just buy a separate CRT and have a full, like, you are going to have the capability of playing this on actual hardware without spending an extra $550 for this novelty console. And one guy I was talking to, he was the only guy who's like, well, you know, I have kids, and so this way I can just pop everything on, and like, there's a plug and play. It's ready. I don't have to mess with emulation settings, except you still kind of do with the Polymega because it's not like perfect out of the box. You do have to tweak some settings for certain things. So like, so you're a rich guy with kids that doesn't want your kids to touch your retro CD games because you're scared they're going to damage them. You still want to let them play it, but you don't want to deal with the hassle of emulation. So, to protect your expensive games, you spend an ass ton more money on something more expensive than a current generation console. Like, honestly, depending on how old your kids are that you don't trust them with your retro content, they're probably not going to care about half these games anyway. Because their friends are going to be playing all the newer shit. So, yeah. I don't understand the market that this is geared for, between its price and the fact that you still need the games. Like, I would pick one up for like $200 max, just so that I could have my own one console run digital for everything that I currently own. But for less than $200, I was able to take a refurbished Dell workstation, put a graphics card in it, and emulate everything up to the PS2. So, yeah, it takes some tinkering, but I also spent $120 tops on that. Like, honestly, I spent like $50 on the refurbished PC, spent $50 on the graphics card, and, you know, 20, 25 at max on, you know, incidentals like cables, you know, a controller, and I bought a mini keyboard, so I didn't have to have a full-size keyboard always plugged into it. So, yeah, Polymega was an interesting idea on paper, and then the longer and it took forever for them to develop. Like, for a long time, I actually thought it was going to be just straight up vaporware. Like, I did not expect it to ever really come out, because it just kept getting pushed back, and I just, at some point, I expected it to go the way of, like, the Coleco Chameleon, or, what's that other, there's another one, I feel. The Coleco Chameleon was the big one, because that was the one that was like, hey, we got the Atari Jaguar shell, and we're gonna make a console that looks like an old Atari Jaguar, but it's gonna do all this neat stuff. And then it's like, yeah, no, we don't actually have a working console, and we have a Kickstarter, and we kind of lied and said that we had a working prototype, and we don't. So they made a working prototype where they just basically put an SNES Mini inside the shell and only let people at this convention play SNES games with an EverDrive plugged in, basically. And then they're like, oh no, we have another one, and they showed, you know, because the case was this kind of like not fully transparent but mesh, kind of like you could see the internal, like that you know, Game Boy era 90s thing where you can kind of see the internals. And like, yeah, here's the board in it. And then people like, that is an AverMedia capture card. Like, literally, they were like, this is a capture card. This is a video capture card. This is nothing to do with playing video games at all. And they got laughed off of the internet. Older Pokemon games up to $2,000 for just a cartridge. Heart Gold, Soul Silver for... Yeah, I mean, retro stuff, the problem is because, you know, retro stuff is people of my generation that had some of these games. Because, like, when I grew up, you had one console. Like, in the console wars, each generation, Sega, Nintendo, you had one. or the other. Like, unless you were that rich kid, you didn't have both. And so, like, I had a Genesis, my friends had Super Nintendos growing up, so we were able to kind of cross-play and, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm done playing the game, you want to borrow my Genesis while I borrow your Super Nintendo, play some games. And we did that. And that's how we kind of enjoyed. We did the same thing for the next gen. I had a Saturn, because I was an idiot, and all my friends, well, I had a Saturn, one of my friends had an N64, all my other friends had a PS1. Like, I had a knack for picking the console that was not going to do well that generation. But I was a Sega kid, so. But, like, you had one or the other. You didn't have both. It wasn't until I became an adult that I'm like, I've got a little bit of disposable income. I'm going to go back and I'm going to start buying some of these games. Because I still had a PS2 from that generation. Because that was my console for that generation. I didn't get a GameCube until much later on. I never officially bought an Xbox. I was gifted one. So, like, I had a PS2. It's like, I never got to play a lot of these PS1 games. I'm going to start buying that. And then a lot of people of my generation realize we have that kind of disposable income. We have that kind of time now. Like, that's going to be... And so what became a hobby turned into people like, oh, this is a hobby. And some people see it as an investment because like, the prices are just skyrocketing. I'm going to get in on this on the ground floor, buy a bunch of stuff. I'm going to sell it for 3 times the amount. And just, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. But because it also only gets more and more rare with time, that the price is always just going to go up until, you know, you hit a point where we're gonna run into a point where, you know, I'm gonna be in my 60s, 70s, where there are fewer and fewer people who actually give a damn about the Saturn at all. And there's going to be even fewer people that even know what it, like, there's entire generations of people now that don't know what a Saturn was. Because I worked at GameStop 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago, 14 years ago. Fuck, I'm old. And I had kids come in who had no idea what a PS1 was. They assumed that there was one because of the naming scheme, but they had no idea what it actually was. And they sure as shit did not know what an N64 or a Saturn was. So, like, and that's one of the reasons why I laugh about everyone who's like, oh yeah, Sega's going to come back to the console market. Sega's going to come back. And there's entire kids nowadays that have no idea who the fuck Sega is, let alone ever played on one of their consoles. Like, that's, yeah. But yeah, I got into collecting when I had disposable income, and now I have more disposable income, and I'm like, I don't want to spend that much more money on it. Like, I'm not going to rebuy my Saturn collection ever. So I'm not selling it because I'm not going to spend more than I'm not going to spend $1,000 on Panzer Dragoon Saga. I love the game. I'm not going to spend $750 on Shining Force 3. I love that game so much. Not spending that money on it. Anyway, I'm sorry. I kind of ignored the last of the game, the last little bit, and just went on a tangent. Where publishers can burn discs. I mean, a lot of these publishers are no longer even in business, so there's not a lot they can do, or the licensing rights are so mucked up that, you know, even if they are still around, they may not be able to do anything with it. So, like, that's why I'm completely okay with talking about, yeah, emulation. It preserves gaming history. I know a lot of companies, especially Nintendo, don't like it, but unless you give me the ability to play some of these games that are going to be lost to time, I'll pirate it. I'm sorry. That's just me. But I cannot condone piracy, but emulation I will condone. That is my official, I'm not a lawyer stance on this. But and also, like I was saying, this game, another Crusade, not a bad game. I would probably pick it up on sale, but for a company's first release, and you know the fact that it's been released on Steam, it was let me go back and see what all. It's Steam, PS4, PS5, and Switch. So the fact that, you know, their first main release hitting some of the bigger consoles, mazel tov. I hope they continue. And I hope they continue to update this, and, you know, I'm waiting for that patch to hit, maybe see how, because like right now the difficulty is not terrible if you grind. So maybe that's what they're going for. But check out another Crusade. It's an interesting Mario RPG homage. It's cute in a lot of ways, so go check it out. And I will see you next week, same hat time, same hat channel, for another live stream. And it is the spoopy month, so next week Josh should be back, so I'll probably look into playing some spoopy games. So we'll look into that. But till then, take care of yourselves, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, get the vaccine, all that fun stuff. Take care of yourselves. I love seeing you all in chat. I love having the interaction. Like, I was not super enthralled about streaming today because I'm so tired. But as you saw, I spent the last like 20 minutes ranting because you guys were just able to talk, and so I love it. I love the interaction. So take care of yourselves because I love seeing your faces in the chat. So take care. I will see you next week, Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern. Hopefully I'll get back into actually recording Let's Plays. I keep saying that, and one of these days I'll do it. One of these days. We'll figure it out. But till then, take care. I'll catch you guys next week.